Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. And today I am going to present a follow-up update on the COVID-19 vaccines. If you are new to the channel, I'm Dr. Han. It is lovely to have you here. Now in this channel, you will find science review content, updates on the latest global health topic. I also like to share learning tips and tricks for students' academic and personal development. If these are your interest topic, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you are already a subscriber, thank you very much for coming back. So in the past week, there has been some buzzing news regarding the vaccines developing by the AztraZaneca and in conjunction with University of Oxford. So we are going to take a deeper look of this topic and as well as talk about some of the basics of vaccine approval process in the US. So during this past week, the vaccine candidate by AztraZaneca hit a small hurdle in their vaccine trial, and let's take a deeper look of that and as well as some of the vaccine approval process in the US. First, a disclaimer, this video is based on information and my opinion that is summarized from publicly available information, and this video does not serve as any advice on treatment, diagnosis, and preventions of any diseases. And those commercial companies that I mentioned in the video, I have no tie with them. So first, let's talk about some of the background. This week, the news reported a very rare adverse event happened with the vaccine trial by AztraZaneca and Oxford. The vaccine trial was paused because of this adverse event, but it was resumed again on Saturday, September 12th. So let's take a look what this adverse effect was and what is the approval process for all of the vaccines in the US. So what was the adverse event? This adverse event is called Transverse myelitis. Now it actually is an inflammation of the white matter of the spinal cord. So it is basically the fat tissue that is surrounding the spinal cord. Now having inflammations in that area will interrupt transfer of nerve messages, resulting in pain, motor weakness, and paralysis. So what could cause these adverse events? Now, usually it is because of some of the immune system disorder that could contribute to this adverse event, and it has been reported viral infections, bacterial infections can also lead to this problem. It is very rarely a adverse event associated with post-vaccine autoimmune response. Basically what happened is that after the participant take the vaccine, their immune system mistakenly attacked the body's own tissues. Now these events are quite rare. Between 1985 and 2017, there was only about 119 cases recognized by the FDA. So we really don't know too much about this adverse event. So how about other vaccines that is undergoing trial right now? So on the latest available information, both Moderna and Pfizer have enrolled close to about 25,000 participants of their 30,000 participant goal. So they are getting very close to reaching the number of participants needed for phase 3 trials. So in the phase 3 trial, basically the company is looking at the vaccines versus the placebo, i.e. some of the participants will be getting the actual vaccine while another half of those would be getting basically a saline solutions. The endpoint really is to see how many more people in the placebo group getting infected than those that are receiving the actual vaccines. So how many more? Actually, it is 150. Now, according to the CEO of Moderna, the number is 150. So as soon as there are 150 more participants in the placebo group it got infected compared to the vaccine group, it will reach a statistically significant number to show the vaccine is effective to prevent contracting the COVID-19. So let's look at the approval process in the US. Now, there are evaluations actually going on during the trial before the vaccine got submitted to the FDA for evaluation. So it started with NIH. They have formed a group called Data and Safety Monitoring Board. Now, this is independently operating from the NIH. What they do is they have evaluation of trial data that is ongoing, and they're looking at the result if either very good or very bad, and they have the authority to end the trial early based on either a very good result or a very bad result. After that, it will go to the FDA. Now, first the FDA received the applications for the vaccine approval. It will pass on to a committee called Vaccines and Related Biological Products Advisory Committee. This committee consists of 15 members. They are experts at research universities and centers, and they are specialized in infectious disease. If they find those data are good, they will pass on to the Center for Biologics Evaluation and Research within the FDA. And finally, if everything goes well, this will make recommendations to the FDA Commissioner, Dr. Stephen Hahn, and he would agree to approve this particular vaccine. Now, in the vaccine approval, normally we are always looking at a full approval. However, under the current situation, it is so emergent, there's actually so-called emergency use authorizations as compared to the full biological license applications. Now, the EUA is a faster process, but it still needs to prove safety and efficacy. So recently, all the companies that are participating in vaccine development, basically the 9 major biopharmaceutical companies, have signed a pledge to uphold the high ethical standards in seeking authorizations for full approval of COVID-19 vaccines. So data speaks for itself rather than under any type of political pressures. So what is the take-home message for today? So the vaccines, codename AZD1222 by AztraZaneca Oxford, reported a very rare adverse event. Okay, it is one case out of about over 15,000 participants. This event is called Transverse Myelitis. The trial was paused briefly because of this adverse event, but resumed in a couple of days. All vaccines that seek approval need to prove a statistically significant efficacy over the placebo, and they all undergo a very vigorous evaluation during and after the trials, and the industry have pledged to uphold high ethical standards in seeking the approval. Now, to learn more, here are some of the links that I look for today's presentations. I will put all these in the description box down below. So I hope this quick update provided some extra info beyond the buzzing news. Now feel free to leave some comments down below so that we can have a little bit discussions. And that is all for this week's COVID-19 update, and I'll see you again next Sunday. Bye.